Okay,
Yeah.
so comedy seems like an important part in your play to document the absurdity of everything you've been talking about.
Yeah.
I have been brought up reading Brecht and kind of have had this dichotomy between his idea that he who laughs has not yet heard the bad news, and then the idea of comedians who say that laughter, if you can make someone laugh, you can make them realise the truth of something. But do you, in any way, agree with the Brecht idea that if you laugh, you've not yet heard the bad news?
I think that, for me, it depends, like, there are many levels of comedy. There is stupid comedy and there is honest comedy.
Yeah.
So it's, and there are many reasons why you laugh. It's a big issue of what really makes us laugh.
Yeah.
But I think that the highest level of the tragic is coming. When you get to the highest level of the tragic, it's really funny.
So would you find yourself laughing at, say, the end of Hamlet?
To an extent, I mean, Hamlet, you talk about Hamlet and you talk about, something that's already so established in literature, that your brain is already so well trained to these kind of things. It's hard to say that, but when you say something that you are not familiar with, and it's very, very comic, and it's very, very tragic, when you talk about, very known plays, that your brain is already adjusted, what I'm saying, you're already well prepared in advance to the ideas. It's a different issue, because this kind of, when I talk about the tragic that makes comic, it's usually when you're not prepared for it. The essence of real comedy is something that you are not prepared for it, that your brain is not ready for it. You do not expect it. It's the unexpected. Talking about Hamlet, you expect, because Hamlet.
This is true.
You expect it. You know
when to cry.
You know when to cry. It's like you are ready. You are readying yourself. At times you'll see sometimes people. It depends of course on people, but sometimes you'll see people that they hear bad news and it's so bad, and they cry and then they start laughing. I don't know if you saw that, but it's sometimes you see it. It's like it's a different kind of laughter. But that's what I'm trying to give you an example. Sometimes it's so strange, that your brain cannot process it, and a laughter comes out of it, and that's what I'm saying. The comic.
Okay.
It's
a form of nervous laughter.
Kind of, yeah. It's a nervous laughter because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's so like, hello. And that's when it comes to this kind of racism and kind of stupidity, that it so makes no sense.
But
I remember we did a show about suicide bombing, and you could never tell who is the Jew and who is the Arab. They were changing identities like from right to left. The guy was supposed to be a settler, and then the guy was supposed to be from Hamas, and then they took off the costumes, and then the Palestinian was actually a Jew, the Jew was actually a Palestinian, and then they changed. The idea is to show the madness of what happens in the Middle East, that they are all fighters. It became a party. Everybody just wants to continue, into that party. It's like there's no, And then comes this Palestinian girl, and they try to convince her, both of them, both the Jew and the Arab, to blow herself up. And they promise her, each one on his side, that if she blows herself up, she will get 70 virgin brides. And she said she doesn't want virgin brides. She wants non-virgin Arab men experienced.
Yeah.
And she explains what kind of Arab men she wants. With long penises, like the oil pipes of Saudi Arabia. Strong, erect, strong like the iron gates of Gaza, and tall like the Tower of David in Jerusalem, in Al-Quds, and everybody was like exploding in laughter. There were Arabs sitting in the theater, and ladies, who never read this kind of language with the hijab and everything, and they exploded in laughter, because it's like she saw this Arab lady, you know,
Yeah.
and she talked in their language, you know, and they say things you could never expect. And it was a dramatic moment because she was screaming it, you know, and they couldn't, and she was laughing like crazy.
That's funny.
Because it was so close to it, you know, but it was not comedy. You know, it was close to it. And you were like cracking in laughter. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy like, you know, like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You know, it's a totally different comedy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because there is truth to it.
And this type of comedy is becoming, well, it's very popular in England, I know.
Yeah.
The comedies you watch in England, like, say, Peep Show,
Yeah.
which is the biggest comedy of the last 3 years, it's more depressing than anything I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You watch one episode, you laugh, you watch 3 episodes, and you just recoil into yourself in horror. And so the line is definitely, it's definitely closing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so your play is built upon documentary material, right?
We always use documentary material. To do this kind of plays, you know, because they have to be based on reality. They're not just plays based on whatever. Every play that's done in our theater, you know, usually I write these plays. I have to travel to many places in order to get the material before one line is written. They are not just written like this.
So what is the material exactly for this play?
For this play is going to Poland many times, in and out, interviewing a lot of people, you know, going to the churches, you know, seeing the people, and sometimes speaking in churches, you know. Sometimes I give speeches, you know, in Poland, yeah, at least, you know, interviewing the few Jews I met there, you know, and interviewing other people, and after all that, you know, sitting there and then reading, listening, you know, making research, you know, about all that. And it took about from the time I started the project, research till the time it comes to a play format, usually takes 2, 3, 4 years.
Really?
Till it becomes a play, yeah. It doesn't go like this. I don't believe in just, you know, I have an opinion and I'm a writer. No, I never have an opinion before I start writing. I need to interview people, I need to talk, you know, it doesn't just go like this. Like I started already projects, you know, about the Middle East, I'm in the middle of doing them. I don't have one line about it. I'm just still interviewing people.
But do you have a clear agenda whilst you're interviewing? I mean, how do you...
I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
I want to find out what the people think. I want to find out. I want to make a play about Palestinian refugees in Jordan.